Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Scottsburg City Board of Works and Safety here in the city of Scottsburg. Today is December the 27th, 2021. So welcome one and all. And the first thing we'll have this evening is we call our meeting to order. So it will be our roll call from our clerk treasurer, Jan Harper.
Mayor Amy.
Here.
Karen Gracious. Here. Tom Lewis.
Here. Next thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the 2013 meeting 2 weeks ago. If you've had a chance to look over those minutes, we will entertain a motion to pass the minutes as presented.
I will make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Willis makes a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen Gracious seconds. Questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Thank you. The next thing is old business. What do we have on old business? Ms. Baker says nothing? 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 Good evening. How are you tonight?
Right so far.
Anything you have in old business?
No.
Okay. Okay, going on to new business then. Do we have anything from our department heads that you're aware of, Ms. Jill?
We have sewer adjustments that I believe have been passed, if you
Okay.
need a motion.
Okay, so we'll entertain a motion to accept the sewer adjustments as presented.
I will make that motion.
Tom Lewis makes a motion. Second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Also in your packets, you'll see that I have requested some Mid-America Science Park waivers. They're all on one list. And if you have any questions, most of those are nonprofit from Jamie Toby that used for the youth grant. And then the top two were for the READY grant that Austin, the city of Scottsburg, and Scott County all came together and have applied for. And actually last week heard that we made the top 18. There were 54 submissions and we made the top 18 to be submitted. So the mayor did allow them to use that. So we're asking for that to be.
You okay with
Yeah, if you look at your last page, you're going to see that. You're going to see 2 RDA meetings. Now, what the RDA is, that was 5 counties. It was Clark County, Floyd County, Jefferson County, Washington County, and Scott County. And it's for $50 million. So these counties were trying to find a place that they could meet. And they met one time in Corydon. They met twice in Washington County at their courthouse, and then they met twice here at the Mid-America Science Park. It was probably 2 to 3 hours maximum. There was no refreshment served. It was just coming in. They have a board that sets up there. It's quite a distinguished board. And you had all of the entities of these counties vying for $50 million. So again, we did host 2 of those, and it was just being our neighborly duty. I don't think even though they're handing out $50 million, I don't think they have any type of budget. I think they just meet, and so it was just some place to meet. So that's where the youth making, they typically meet, there's 6 times they met here. And here's what happened there, is the youth making folks typically would meet out at the Lifelong Learning Center. Because Miss Amy had to move out of the pink house by the elementary school. She had no place to go. Had a place to go by the Baptist, but they had to get it all ready to meet state requirements. So she moved out there just for a bit, simply because of COVID. And so that's where she was at. That put this youth making here. They would be there an hour, 2 hours, once a month. So again, it was a youth making thing. It's for grants for these kids. So I'm asking that to be done as well for our children. So are there any other questions on any of these?
So we're going to approve them all as once? Or
Yeah, I think unless you have a question on something that you need answered, we can answer it.
I don't. Do you have a question?
I don't have any questions now.
I'll make a motion to approve the waiver of these listed.
Tom Lewis makes a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen Grisham seconds, questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
The other thing in your packet was, showing, since you're being kind enough to waiver some fees, I got an updated one. That's updated as of today, Tom, because we took in
Okay.
some more money today. But it's just showing you, the finances of what Math Park has actually brought in on rentals and training.
We want you to see, in 2020, it brought in $133,000. Typically, we're right at 240 to 250 to break even on just the utilities, insurance, and a little bit of taxes we have to pay. So at this point, and we really haven't turned our face to it. We are turning our face to this property now. It is Scottsburg's largest asset at this point. I'm not sure that the sewage treatment plant will be the biggest after that's all over and said and done with. But right now, it's our most expensive asset in the city. So, and right now we are coming into a position that we are looking to hire a director now. As COVID's going on, but we're going to go with COVID what we're doing. So we are going to set different things up. So when people go forward with wedding plans, with we are going to, our job is to market this property, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go forward, we're going to make necessary adjustments to make money out. As you can see, we've taken in 168,704 at this point with another 52,000. So as you can see there, we're basically at our break-even point, not counting labor. Okay. So, and we still have, we're not into the fourth quarter yet. We still have a few more days left in this third quarter. But after 3 quarters, we're almost at the break-even point.
Yeah, she gave us a new one, it's 179
Yeah. Yeah.
instead of 160.
Yeah, I don't have the 170. Okay. So
So that's.
We're at 179.
179 out of 184.
wow, that's great. 170.
And this 52,825, is that the total of the numbers below that, or?
That's outstanding invoices, and then we do have an updated down there at the bottom,
Which is the
which
25,365.
365. That is the most.
So what are these numbers?
That's what it was,
Thank you.
and then this week we brought that in.
Oh, you brought that in,
Yeah,
which is
and so
included in
now
that?
we're- yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, and
This
so
is
now we're at here.
25,000,
Yeah.
okay, understood now.
So that's outstanding.
Right, so you can see we're about, I was gonna say 180,000,
Yeah.
almost, I like to round. It's $180,000, so, we're about 60,000.
Outstanding invoice, so you'll be over 200,000,
We will be.
Yes.
same day.
And we are,
Much better than last year.
yes, for sure. And we want to complement the clerk treasurer's department in preparing for an audit, as our State Board of Accounts will be coming through and auditing this for the first time. And so as a result of that, we've been able to see and correct different things and be able to find things that maybe we weren't charging enough, maybe some things we were charging too much. So we're able to get our head around everything, what's going on,
Good.
as well as being able to answer to State Board of Accounts on everything that's been done. So that's one reason when we're doing something that is, for our community. And I want you to know, I'm here to make a profit. I come from retail. So we're not trying to make money, but we are trying to break even at least.
So what's the distinction between lease rent and rent, and then what is training? It says
Training is Linda Gilray is the training director out there, and there's training with Ivy Tech, Indiana Tech,
okay.
that type of
That's
thing.
training.
The lease rent is just when someone rents the room for the day, or rents the banquet hall,
Yeah.
that's the
So
amount
what's
that's
the
been
second?
taken in
Well,
there.
the lease rent includes people that you have out there from month to
The
month.
month.
That's
yes.
month to month.
Yes.
And the other
Then
is
the rent is
isolated.
like renting the little building, or the rooms
Got it.
individually.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Thank you.
Also on the agenda, I guess we need motions to accept 2 new employees
That's the-
for a Willie, at the electric department. Mayor, you have those,
I do.
Josh Boswell and Trent Jeffries.
Right, the electric department is wanting to employ 2 new employees, and I think bring them into an apprenticeship maybe. And one of
What
them
is
is,
the title?
I will get you that. It is, material manager will be Josh Boswell, and, Trenton Jeffries will be vegetation.
It's like tree cutting and stuff like that, is that what that does?
Mhm.
Okay.
and let me say this, there are several, and I need to see the job description, but typically vegetation is going to be that, but also it's, yeah.
He will be ground only.
I thought he was going to be called the ground man position, because
Well,
vegetation.
they changed that, well, they've changed from what I have. They've changed it to just vegetation and not say anything about line, because now Bob Brom and Archie got certified last week, and they will be vegetation, but theirs has a line attached to it.
I was, and I guess we'll need clarification on this from Jess, because I certainly thought with the salary ordinance like it was at this time, that's a ground man.
It is.
It was like, I thought it was like a $17
It
an
is.
hour. Vegetation is much more than that.
It is the $17 an hour.
It is the
we're talking about.
$17 an hour, but I think the wording has changed per Willie
But
when
it's not-
Tish and I met.
Well, but it's not changing on the salary ordinance for this year,
Okay.
right now.
Yeah, because if vegetation is the higher rate, because that takes into training, where men have training where they can actually cut up around high power. This is not for that. These guys are gonna be the ones trimming something
Would you
low.
like to, you want to text Willie so we know, or?
That came from Willie. What I just read you came from Willie.
Can we just not pass this as far as the vegetation ground crew?
Again, you choose to make however motion you want, but I think it's just the verbiage that's messed up, and if you need that to be absolutely correct before you pass it. The gentleman knows he's at the $17 an hour
Yes, he
rate.
does.
He doesn't think he's at any above that,
Right.
but that's your all's call.
And both gentlemen know that.
So can we make a motion to pass it pending clarification of the title?
I think so.
I'll make that motion.
Knowing that it's the $17 an
Yeah.
hour job, okay? So Tom Lewis makes the motion to approve the hiring, knowing that it is gonna be a ground position that will work up. The whole idea is to get them in here and work them up into alignment, and, so, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, second, by Karen Gracious. Any questions or comments from our clerk treasurer?
And when is this effective?
Monday, October the 4th.
Thank you, we needed that, so effective October the 4th, 2021. Okay, very good. So we'll make that in the motion as well, so we would be approving 2 new hires effective October the 4th, 2021. Mr. Boswell and Mr. Jeffries, both in ground positions, in somewhat vegetation, and they may be actually pulling some, would this also be pulling maybe some fiber wire as well? Nothing like that?
No line, no wire.
I
On
know they're
ground
not-
vegetation
I know they're not
only.
gonna be upstairs, I know
Yeah.
they're on the ground constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we've got a motion and a second, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, okay. Next,
I would ask if Jan would speak on the position changes that will occur at the street department.
Yes, Jason Applegate has asked that, to move Zach Kramer, to sanitation truck driver position. Zach has been driving the truck for probably 6 weeks now, and he would like, if you all so choose, that he would like for that to be effective with pay period beginning 9/19, because Zach has been doing this and doing a nice job, and he has been doing it for more than just the last week or two.
So is this change in pay too.
It is, it's a minimal amount, but he does, you know, he's the one that has his CDL and,
And he does a great job and has been with the street department for several years,
he's, yeah.
so.
I'll make a motion to approve that promotion, I guess it's called.
Lewis makes a motion,
I'll second.
promotion, Karen Wishes seconds, questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you.
I'm sure Zach thanks you too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Jan Willie has verified that groundman is fine. It
Okay,
had groundman / vegetation, and it's groundman only now,
Okay,
so you're good.
thank you.
so just.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
find
So we
the
need-
sound of it.
Yeah.
So
Good
groundsman,
deal.
okay, good deal. Just put that as groundsman. Okay? And what else do you have for us this evening?
Okay, Jill, did you have anything else, or you defaulted?
Do you wanna, yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to go on with, did you have anything on that clarification? We had asked for clarification on the cell phone stipend,
If we want.
was,
The last meeting, I guess, you voted to do a cell phone stipend, and a clothing allowance for Ray Dawson.
We did?
The clothing allowance was worded that it would be prorated. However, the cell phone stipend was not worded that it would be prorated. So I'm asking that you will make a motion to prorate the cell phone stipend like you did the clothing
for
allowance.
September.
Yes, for September.
I'll make that motion.
Can it be such that, is it easier? Don Lewis makes a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Karen Wishes seconds. Questions, comments, concerns about this? Was it a stipend, is it to be,
It was a $50 stipend, and he started like on the 14th. So what the intent was to do like $25 and.
Sure.
But we just said a $50 cell phone stipend and did not clarify if it was prorated for September.
Okay, no problem at all.
That's all I have.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, okay, thank you. And you say that's all you have?
The only other thing is, I did not put on this, I apologize, on the councils, there could be a possibility that the meeting date gets changed, being that that is fall break, your next meeting, and it is also Columbus Day for Marty Randall.
Indigenous people.
Indigenous Peoples' Day, I'm to be told, yes.
There you go, there you go.
So that could happen, but
Columbus Day is now Indigenous People Day.
I know.
Yes.
It's what it's called?
It's a thing.
Yeah, looks like you're following the calendar. It's listed both ways for now.
Yeah.
Really?
I think we should get it off, Josh.
Really?
don't you?
I think
We weren't.
I was lumpy for
Thanks.
Was this for Christopher Columbus or his brother Claude? I guess it's
Something mixed up.
yeah. Who knows?
Okay, whatever.
So, be aware.
So we'll notify,
Stay
I'll
tuned.
notify it if they change it tonight. Okay.
Stay tuned
Yeah,
for county
I had
attorneys.
told Jessica I'm gonna be out of town, so she was gonna Zoom me in for that date. So
Okay.
if she changes it,
Oh,
I
'cause
think
you're
there'll be
back.
several of us.
Okay.
no,
Okay,
There's gonna be several of us out of town.
so
okay, I'll let you know tomorrow and then if they
Right.
decide something.
you think it would move to the third week or to the first week?
Council's choice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be
The-
proceed.
Can't we make our own choice?
No, I don't think so. You know, I mean, I guess we can, but I always like to keep things with council, and that way,
Makes perfect
it
sense.
just is, if you wanna see what's going on in your city, and this is where, you know, a lot of these decisions are made, as well as city council, then we invite everyone to come. We have plenty of seats, we keep you in climate control, we have appear on the board, the agendas, so come and be at home and be part of your city. There we go. So what else do we have for this evening?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got I'd like a motion to accept the claims as presented.
Yeah, thank you very
I'll
much.
Make that motion.
Is there a second? Okay, Gary wishes second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Thank you.
Okay, then number 2, at the last meeting, Board of Works approved the insurance plans that were presented to you upon the recommendation of the health committee. the health insurance committee. They also recommended that in the past, the city has given employees who participate in the HSA a $750 stipend. This was paid at the end of January. I failed to get approval to continue that practice if the board so chooses.
So, explain it a little more, the HS.
That's the health savings account.
Okay.
And the employee can only put so much in that in a year, but a lot of them that at the beginning of the year, if they haven't built up, if it were people that had more health issues, they don't have much in their account. And so it has always been the practice of the city. When we went to the HSA, we did this as an incentive to encourage more of them to take that because it is cheaper.
Cheaper for us.
Cheaper for us. Yes, Tom.
Well, the HSA is a great thing for the employee. I mean, it's tax deductible. You're not paying taxes on that. You're putting it back. It's for all health-related issues. So it's a great thing. You let it build up.
I will make the motion that we add that to that.
And I'll second.
The stipend is a very lovely thing for the employees. So we have a first by Tom Lewis, a second by Karen Gricius. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Thank you very much. And thank you to our employees, for sure.
And I would just also like to just make the board aware that Marita Harden started as our new payroll claims clerk on the 23rd of September, last Thursday. So that's who, if you have any payroll issues, she will be the one to contact.
That position was previously held by Carmen Bowley, who applied for and received the area plan director's position.
Yeah.
So Carmen moved up to area plan, and now Miss Morita is taking into the clerk treasurer's office and helping with the payroll.
Very blessed to have her.
Good. What else do we
Tough
have?
decision, we had a lot of good applicants.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Isn't that always great?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Counselor, we wait for your wisdom and insight, sir.
I don't have any today.
Oh, you better.
I've already expanded it all.
You want me to put a call into Shlomo, or known as Solomon. So nothing for us this evening.
I don't.
Okay, well, with that said, Karen, Tom, do you have anything for us tonight?
You want to give us an update on the sewer plant?
Update, the clerk treasurer and I were both out there for our monthly meeting today, and the reactors are all poured. They're pouring the last wall in the reactors now. The backfilling has all been put in place. This Bowen has just been a fantastic contractor. I just can't say enough about our contractor and about our engineer. We have 2 engineers out there during these vital areas, and they make sure that these massive pipes are supported underneath before you put the rest of it all on there. And we now have the reactors going. The floor and the walls are poured on our new headworks building. The headworks is where all sewage comes in. We have 3 massive pumps deep into the heart of this earth, and it pumps all this effluent up, and it has grinders on it now. So it is grinding towels, things of that nature up. It goes into the headworks. The headworks will separate all that out, and it goes into a baggie that goes into a landfill, and it goes into sludge pressure for that. So, and it's just an amazing facility going on. I've been like a kid at Christmas with this thing. It's just been crazy. I mean, but I tell you what, we've spent so much time researching this and going and finding the right equipment and the right process and everything else like this. And I will say this, folks, my original intent had been to just add 3 more rectangular reactors. We already had 3 paid for. That's the cheapest thing we're going to have is what you already own. And so the idea was to add 3 more. So we realized that the mechanism inside, we have what we call a continuous batch reactor. So we needed to change all the guts, as it were. So we had a plant down in Nashville, Tennessee, who had the same stuff that we had. So we went down to see it and to talk to the operator. The salesmen are going to tell you it's the best thing since sliced bread, but I want to talk to the operator. So I go down there and I take the operator aside and I says, how do you like this? He says, I don't. He says, trust me, you don't want this stuff. And, so I says, I'm stuck with it for another, 15, 16 years. I think I had a 20 or 25-year loan on it. So we came back, we found out the bulk of Indiana has, using a company called Aqua Aerobics out of Rockford, Illinois. And all I got was everyone just bragging on this company. One guy says, I had a problem at 2 o'clock Christmas Day. I'm at the plant. I call Aqua Aerobics, they're up 24/7. Within 15 minutes, he had me in. And they're handling 12 million gallons in a sequence batch at the plant. So we chose Aqua Aerobics. That in turn made us redo. We can repurpose our old plant, so nothing's not going to be used. We're still going to use everything in the plant. But we had to build 3 new reactors. So what I was hoping for, to be able to maybe only spend $7 to $9 million and give everybody a decrease, I wasn't able to do it. We were able to get this plant for $13 million, but we did not have to take any more sewer rate increases. There was another sewer rate increase that the city was supposed to receive, but we didn't receive that. So we're still on the rate increase we've had. We're able to build this new plant. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm tickled to death about it. Right? So this should solve a lot of our issues. We also want you to know that the city did receive $3 million from the sewage, so we're planning on lining those old pipes. We've begun that process. It's $50 a foot, and we've begun lining those clay vitreous tile pipes. In the newer areas, we don't have the leakage like we have in the older areas. So this will begin a year after year process. We will try to utilize that money for that. We'd already dedicated about $250,000 a year, which is about 5,000 feet or so. So that's a positive thing. We've also identified about 500 homes in our city that have basements. So we're going to want to have our code enforcement folks try to go in, just inspect the houses, and if they have water going into our sewer plant or by their sump pumps, the city will put it in at no charge to put them a pipe going out in the yard 20 feet or so they'll pump the water out in their yard, not into our sewer system. So we've got those things going. I relate all this stuff to you simply because this is what I related to IDAM as well. And we are in constant talking with IDAM, letting them know where we're at on our process. We're running about 1 week behind, which isn't bad because of all the rain and COVID delays we've had, so it's going very, very nicely right now.
Did say the completion date, they're still looking at October 2022. That's what they told us today for that. And in addition to that receiving, I don't think we've let this board know about the SWIFT grant, which was a total of $4 million. Had that been announced? Were y'all aware of that?
No.
Okay.
That was a SWIFT grant that we had in the state. They had, I think maybe $50 million, and maybe they had 500 applications with 22 awards, and Scottsville was one of the awarding areas. And we received $4 million, $1 million for water, $3 million for sewage.
So that's the lining you're.
That's the line. So this is going to get Scottsburg back on it. And this plant was designed as such, so down the road, we have 3 reactors here. So if we grow, you can put another 3 reactors. If we grow, you can put another 3 reactors. You can keep adding on to these things as you keep doing that. So it's just I've been really thrilled about this. So.
And the positive too on receiving that grant is that we are able to use the $15 million match for the sewer. That's our match. We don't have to come up with anything else. We have it.
Yeah, we had to match this. We had to match that grant. So, but because we're spending $15 million, it's actually $13 million.
Okay.
So we're spending another 1.4 on we've taken a loan anticipation note, remember that? And we've added that into this to get rid of the stuff. We got it at a 2.4% rate, I believe it was. So it's a good deal. So anyway, bringing everybody up to date, what's going on, and positive things from the city. We've got several subdivisions getting ready to start too, so just in time. Okay, anything else?
No?
Thank you for the updates. And any questions, comments? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Richard makes the motion. Ladies and gentlemen, we're adjourned. See you in 30 minutes at City Council.